I'm a Trump supporter. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If this is the verdict, then I'm jumping ship.
Leopards ate my face. Leopards ate my face.
We voted for Trump because he promised while he was campaigning like a million times that when he got into office, he was going to bring down prices, bring down grocery prices. The inflation has been high ever since COVID, and he promised he would bring that down. But it's obvious to me now that that was not true. Egg prices have skyrocketed. The bird flu is killing all the birds, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about that. He's stopping disease communications from the disease centers in America, pulled us out of the WHO. Like, how does that help anything? And yeah, all he's been doing is taking away rights and freedoms, or trying to. He's not doing anything about the economy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we totally regret our vote at this point. We've had a really tough time here in North Carolina. Half of my house got washed away in Hurricane Helene. And I applied for FEMA assistance, and we got approved. But now Trump is canceling FEMA and emergency assistance to people. He's also canceled Medicaid for my children.
Oh, if you think you're upset now, just wait until the tariffs kick in today. It's February 1st, so it's about to get even worse. You think the prices are bad now? Wait a while. You think the eggs cost a lot now? Wait a while. I am so glad. You know how good it makes me feel knowing that these people are effing around or effed around and now found out? Oh, y'all are finding out hard, because now it's affecting you personally. Now your private life is getting affected. You didn't think about that. Because when you live with cognitive dissonance, that's what happens. When you don't do your research, that is what happens. And today, in the world of technology, in the digital world, with the knowledge of the world in the palm of your hand, you're watching this shit on the phone, right? Yeah, well then there's no excuse. None. Have fun dealing with the next 4 years.
So let me get this straight. The same people who once stormed Capitol Hill with red hats, flags, and enough misplaced confidence to power 1,000 MLMs are now clutching their pearls going, wait, did we back the wrong guy? Yes. Yes, you did. But go off. It's not even about gas prices or grocery bills anymore. Though, let's be real, $7 eggs should have been a warning sign from God. No, this time it's deeper. It's betrayal. MAGA's collective heart is broken because Daddy Trump promised the Epstein files would be released, and surprise, they're not. Not even a whiff. Not a leaked document. Not a blurry PDF. Just silence. Like your ex who said they were just friends with their coworker. Now, the same MAGA fans who once called him God's chosen warrior are online saying, I feel like vomiting. Like, viscerally. On camera, from the soul. And look, I get it. You were promised drain the swamp, but you got install a swamp jacuzzi. The man hosted Israel's prime minister, who's literally indicted for war crimes, like a Netflix guest star on the ICC's Most Wanted special. And Trump's response? A full-blown bromance. No questions, no accountability. Just vibes, handshakes, and TikTok-worthy press conferences. And now he's out here building Alligator Alcatraz, a Hunger Games-style obstacle course for desperate immigrants. That's not even satire. He literally suggested a moat with alligators. And not as a joke. He thinks this is WWE meets Survivor. The dude is fantasizing about watching people try to escape a human zoo and calling it immigration policy. So, MAGA, how's that 4D chess working out? You got played by a man who couldn't even keep his promise about building a wall, and you thought he was going to expose a global trafficking ring? Please. Anyway, FAFO energy is thick. Grab your popcorn, your therapy journal, and your financial regrets, because this reality show is just getting started.
Seeing so many more videos of people saying that they regret their vote for Donald Trump, while that's great, I really need to know, why did you vote for him in the first place? It was an open book test. The book was literally on fire. What made you say, like, yep, this is my guy? Was it the bankrupted casinos? The fraud university that he ran? Was it because he was found liable for SA-ing E. Jean Carroll? Or was it because he's a convicted felon with 34 charges? Oh wait, I know, it's because everybody else was lying but him. He's the only one that tells you the truth. Listen to how that sounds. It wasn't only just liberals who were trying to warn you, there were people from his own cabinet. General Mattis said that Trump is the first president that did not try to unite the country. John Kelly, his own chief of staff, said he is the most flawed person he has ever met. Bolton said he is unfit for office. Barr, his own former attorney general, said that he is detached from reality. Liz Cheney called him a threat to democracy. Not only that, her father, Dick Cheney, Mr. War Criminal Halliburton himself, said that there has never been a greater threat to the Republic than Donald J. Trump. You still voted for him. Why? Over a qualified woman who had a weird laugh, who they said slept her way to the top without zero proof, things without proof, but with the proof that Donald Trump is a racist, homophobic, transphobic rapist with ties to Epstein, who's never passed any real legislation, who still doesn't have a health care plan, and always plays the victim. That's who you voted for? Now he's literally trying to get us into World War III. Out of the Iran nuclear deal in 2018, not because it was a bad deal, but because Obama did it. Sitting on his Temu Twitter, live posting about bombings like it's some sort of reality show. That's not foreign policy. No wonder his fake university was sued. He treats everything like a scam, even war. What about his first term, since you all who voted for him think he did something so great? The low gas prices during COVID that got you all warm and fuzzy? You mean when the world shut down, nobody was driving and demand tanked? That's not economic genius, that's a global crisis. Prices rising under Biden should surprise nobody. It was a direct result of Donald Trump gutting reserves and mishandling the pandemic. Trump blames everybody else for the mess that he's created. It's like lighting a match and setting your neighbor's house on fire and then blaming them for not having a fire extinguisher. You weren't lied to, you weren't tricked, you chose him over facts, you chose him over country, you chose him over character, you chose him over your neighbors, and now we are all here paying for it.
Hold on, what did you just say about Trump?
I said, Trump's a fucking liar. Inflation's going up, gas prices hasn't really come down that much. Eggs, that's the funny one, the eggs. I'm mad, and I'm a MAGA man, okay? I don't see anything he's done.
So is it safe to say that the illusion has faded?
I think it has, yes. You know, I was for him because, you know, everything he said, you know, he played right into my hands. He just told us everything we wanted to hear. That's what he did. I can't even stand to look at him because, you know, he's just he's a con. He's a flat ass, nothing but a fucking con. You know, they all the right side, they say, oh yeah, the Biden side was so bad. Well, what's so good about the right side? He brags about doing something with our economy, but I haven't seen anything happen yet. That big beautiful bill is going to add, they say $2.5 trillion. It's going to add about $4 trillion to the debt. The big beautiful bill. Oh, what a joke. Remember what happened in the 80s with trickle-down economics? Yeah, the filthy rich got richer and us guys that worked for a living paid more taxes. I'm disappointed for sure. I'm real disappointed.
I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done. This is what I get. This is what I fucking get. Nothing but white boys. It takes 4 days to do a one-day job. I might have fucked up.
Congratulations, MAGA. Your vote for Trump is the reason why senior citizens will be kicked out of their nursing homes. Before you flood my comment section screaming fake news, I'm going to provide some verifiable facts. Google's free. You can go look at the bill. 60% of nursing home residents rely on Medicaid to cover their care. That is a fact. And Trump's new tax plan, it cuts the provider tax by 41%. This slashes how much support states receive from the government for nursing homes. That's a 41% funding cut. That is a fact. The American Healthcare Association says that 1 in 4 nursing homes could shut down and half of their staff will be eliminated. That's a fact. So where do these senior citizens go? Some might have family to take them in, but for others, this is the end of the road. There's no place for them to go. This is what your vote for Trump is doing. It's pushing vulnerable seniors out of care and onto the streets. And that is a fact. This isn't America first. This is our elderly last. If you voted for Trump, you made this happen. I hate to say it. This is on you.
I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024.
This is all going in the trash. I do not support Trump anymore. He's a liar. He's a part of the deep state. I do not support Israel. I will not be supporting him anymore. He's part of the deep state.
I'm a Trump supporter, 100%. What Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino is doing, making that look.
We want that list because there's a woman in prison who never sexually assaulted a child. And there are many.
I want to remind you all that the man who actually got Epstein off of his original criminal charges in Florida was also hired by Donald Trump to work in his cabinet in 2016 when he was first fucking elected. The fact that you fucks have literally ignored mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence against Donald Trump for being heavily involved with Epstein, the Epstein Isle, on Epstein's planes and Epstein's fucking great graces, and still you voted for him in 2016, in 2020, in 2024, while screaming drain the swamp and that Hillary Clinton's the monster, and there's these maps to pizza parlors where all the kids are getting kidnapped through with Epstein and getting on his plane and going to the aisle. But in 2025, when literally his fucking Department of Justice, who has done a lot of fucking covering up and fucking handling of information and literally seriously fucking shit up for the American people, now suddenly you guys want to hold this man accountable? Now it's starting to fucking click for you? You guys are truly so fucking goddamn embarrassing, but I'm going to settle for the fact that maybe this will actually fucking fracture these maggots from understanding that everything you've been screaming and crying and whining and the liberals are doing and how mean the liberals are and the liberals has just been the truth the entire fucking time. Well, you've been blanketed in fucking lies and were indoctrinated into a cult. I hope you guys continue to burn your red hats and continue to stand up for the fact that this man has done nothing but lie to you and grift and get you guys to literally vote him as president, and now he don't give a fuck about you or your votes because he doesn't need it because he's literally going to kick our Constitution to the curb. I hope you all recognize the fault you have in this, and when the entire fucking country falls apart, I'm going to remind you it took until 2025 when you were lied to for the 10,000th time, and it came down to the Epstein files for you to suddenly actually understand what the fuck was happening in America.
I knew the Trump administration was the better choice. I also had high hopes that they would be different. They are not different. Because as someone who voted for Trump, what do you mean? Why are we still talking about the Epstein files? Maybe because we have no answers and you ran your campaign on that? On transparency? On exposing the corruption? Maybe because we had Kash Patel and Pam Bondi in our faces every day and on the news every day saying, I can't believe the previous administration didn't make this information public. The public deserves to know. It's sitting on my desk right now, ready to go. Kash said, when you see who's on this list, it's going to blow your mind. But I'm releasing it day one. Maybe because you told us that every day. And that was one of your main things that you ran your campaign on, and why people said, okay, you know what? This administration is for the transparency. They're going to be different. Now we have to watch Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino look in the camera. They can't even look straight. You can tell they're obviously lying, looking all around, trying to tell us that, oh, there's nothing to see here. And you want to tell us that there's no clients, so why is Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in jail? You want us to believe that. And then you say, oh, and every piece of documentation that we have is children, so we can't tell you anything. And he killed himself. No more to tell you guys. Let's move on. You don't get to decide the timeline of moving on because now you don't need to use that to try to gain our votes or to try to gain our support. I mean, MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. I support my president because I love my country, not the other way around. MAGA is not support the current administration no matter what they do, even when they're playing in your faces. No, bro.
I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm going to tell you this right now. If this is the verdict, there's no Epstein client list, then all of us that have installed Bongino and Cash Patel, the whole Trump administration, period. All they talked about was transparency. If we don't get accountability for the thousands of victims that were abused, who knows what type of crimes we're talking, then I'm jumping ship. And all of you should as well. We the people control this narrative, all right? So all I'm saying is that from Russian collusion to the impeachments to tax fraud cases, you name it, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at Trump. I've always said that, even dating back to COVID, that this was all about protecting those from death sentences. We need to make a stand.
You know what's wild? Trump could have owned the Epstein scandal. Like, politically. He had the files, he had the hype, he had the receipts, or at least access to them. He could have dropped a few names, caused a few elite meltdowns, and ridden that wave to MAGA Valhalla. But nope, nothing. He blinked. And now, MAGA's realizing the man they treated like a political messiah is acting more like a glorified club promoter with a taste for war crimes and real estate schemes. The Epstein drop was the golden ticket, and instead of using it, Trump basically lit it on fire and offered Israel a ride to Chick-fil-A. And that's another thing. America first. Remember that line? The hats, the chants, the 4th of July speeches that felt like WWE intros? But what we got was Israel first, America second, and accountability never. Because this man isn't just prioritizing foreign policy. He's prioritizing foreign policy for a country with a prime minister facing ICC war crime charges. And he's doing it like it's a flex. MAGA's mad not just because of the lies. They're mad because they feel stupid. They watched this man break every promise, and now they're in group chats like, I thought he was going to save the children, not golf with the oppressor. But here's the kicker. They'll still vote for him because MAGA isn't just a movement, it's a trauma bond. They've been gaslit, lied to, and humiliated. And yet, like someone who justifies their ex cheating because he was going through a lot, they're still going to hit that ballot box with a trembling hand and hope for different results. Meanwhile, Trump's over here drafting border battle royale concepts and naming them like theme park attractions. This man wants to turn immigration into an episode of Wipeout, but with barbed wire and crocodiles. So yeah, America's spiraling, MAGA's melting, and Trump's busy plotting his next stunt, probably something between Shark Tank and Hunger Games, and no one's stopping him.